Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. We meet again. There has been developments, shall we say, especially this evening. What you're going to see shortly is a screen record of death threats on Twitter issued against me, Graham and Trevor. They're issued by a sugar account called Olivia Cromwell. Olivia has also issued death threats against government leaders, including Rishi Sunak. You're going to see all of this in a minute. Olivia Cromwell and Daisy, another sugar. The sugars, right, let's define this, because some people have asked me, what is a sugar? And this is an expression from the days of old of the Mexiteer community. A sugar is a fanatical person online who supports Meghan Markle, and if you dare to not worship Meghan Markle sufficiently enough, you too shall receive death threats. That is the nature of the beast. And we nicknamed them a long time ago as sugars because they are far from sweet. They are little terrorists on the internet. Please don't confuse these with regular Meghan Markle fans. You know, someone who just loves Meghan. We have people on this channel who just love Meghan and Harry, and that's great. Why shouldn't they? Everybody's got a favourite. There's a big difference between those kind of people who are normal fans and these terrorists, and there are a lot of them, Christopher Boozy being one, although he's never issued me with a death threat, and I'm not sure he's issued anybody else with a death threat, but he has doxed Sue Smith, and he has tweeted vile things about Yankee Wally and Trevor, etc, etc. The other night, for example, Daisy, this is the other thing, they like to issue death threats, and then they accuse the person that they've issued the death threat to of issuing death threats. That's a big part of it. Apparently, Graham and I and Trevor have been issuing death threats all over the internet. I would love to see evidence of any of that. To my recollection, I've never issued a death threat. Pretty sure Graham hasn't, and I'm pretty sure Trevor hasn't. But we have all received plenty of those death threats. This is also for the attention of Suffolk police and Sussex police, because they go on and on and on about the fact that I was Britain's most wanted. And one of the sugars the other night said, when am I going to return to the UK to face prosecution? They clearly don't subscribe to this channel and didn't see that I was doing videos more or less on a daily basis last year at the end of November and beginning of December underneath Big Ben, the big clock, big identifiable place, and that I am not wanted. There is no warrant for my arrest, and that also for the last 14 years I've been working in the United Kingdom. It's called Gibraltar. It's UK territory. You don't need extradition. If the UK police want to talk to you, they've had ample opportunity over the last 24 years. But don't let that stop sugars, or anyone else for that matter, spewing shit all over the internet. Now, when I read perhaps I want to assassinate the heads of the leaders so that future leaders learn there's a cost to pay. There's sort of, you know, anti-Israel and they are anti the Yemen thing that's just happened. So it's that. And it's directed at Rishi Sunak. You'll see that's quite clear. So they're issuing their death threats constantly. And the latest is now, Graham and I have been fundraising for vets, ex-military personnel. Apparently we've been fundraising, we've been doing some sort of charity thing. I don't know when or where, because that never fucking happened. I've never raised money for any veterans community, but apparently we've raised £250,000. That I'm a drunk, a drug addict, all the usual things. Ugly, told to shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding the word assassination, or you have been warned. Maybe when you say you have been warned to somebody, that's a joke in the army. It's like you've been warned, your machine gun, that's nothing. We're coming for you. Well, you'll see all of this. Maybe I'm misinterpreting the English language. Perhaps it's completely different in the military. I can't understand how anybody would support or follow these weirdos that issue death threats all over X. I know X is an extreme platform, and I'm not reporting the account. As I've said before, my X account is like a shop window. Think of it as Audrey's chocolates, and all these little death threats are displayed for all the world to see. So Perhaps Samantha Markle's lawyer can have a look into it. I'm happy, well, actually, my email, that's another thing. I haven't logged into that in a while. I logged in the other day and there were like 1,500 unread emails, and I admit that is overwhelming. So please don't email me, because I just can't face it. I will sit down in a couple of weeks when I've got a quiet spot, and I will go. It's going to take me about a week to go through that many emails. They just got ahead of me when we were in London. In fact, before that. So I'm not emailing Samantha Markle's lawyer because the email is difficult. But it seems to me that a lot of people on social media have a lot of bravado, and they're keyboard warriors, aren't they? They feel that their anonymity protects them. I'm not quite sure issuing death threats to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is... I don't know how that one's going to play out. That's Olivia Cromwell's lookout. It is extraordinary to me that these little terrorists exist. And there also seems to be this thing where they can just accuse people of shit. You take cocaine. No, I don't. You stole money. No, I didn't. You live in Africa. No, I don't. You've got 3 legs. I counted them this morning and I'm pretty sure there's still only 2. You know, they come out with this shit. I see it about Prince Andrew. Oh, he's a paedophile this, paedophile that. Since when was shagging an 18-year-old anything to do with that? I thought it was a lot younger than that. They just make crap up, pump it out there. And I think they are going to find their cost. I'll put a link to my X account so you can go and watch all this play out. You don't have to have an X account to go and watch. You can just hit the link, go and read a few things, it's just you can't join in the conversation unless you've got an X account. But I'm guessing a lot of you probably won't want to join in a conversation like this. It's pretty bizarre. We've been binge watching Blacklist on Netflix, finally found this show we wanted to watch, and then get messages saying this is all going on. I mean, I don't know what is worse than a machine gun. A bomb? Is that what they're suggesting? It's pretty extreme, isn't it? And I've got to say, I mean, normally, most of the time, it's water off a duck's back. But when someone starts implying that we're going to have a drive-by of machine guns or bombs, they're getting out of hand now. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. The screen record will be up next, and feel free to use the comments section. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's 11:15 here in Spain, and we've been binge watching Blacklist today and really enjoying it on Netflix. Finally, a show on Netflix we can enjoy. And then I got a WhatsApp from a friend saying, "Have you seen what's going on?" And yet more death threats against me and Graham. Apparently something worse than a machine gun. We have been warned. Well, I thought we'd go through this. This is going to be part screen record video and part me chatting to the camera. So these are sugars. I'd like to introduce you to Olivia Cromwell. And this is her, or his, pinned tweet, post, whatever you want to call it, at the top. And in which you can see it says, "That's one way to send a message, but assassinating these heads of government might be an option instead. More difficult, granted, but future leaders would then have to be accountable to its people and not act recklessly anymore." So the hashtags are "Not in my name," hashtag Yemen, hashtag Gaza genocide, but most importantly, hashtag Rishi Sunak. Yes, I have replied to it. This odd little sugar is really all over on Trevor's troll, and Trevor's troll has retweeted some stuff, so I think we can probably quite safely go to that. I've actually pinned this. Now these sugars, I have no idea who Trevor's stalker troll is, no idea at all. But now that these sugars are deeply, deeply integrated with it, I've got one of 2 schools of thought. Either Trevor's troll is a separate individual who has been tracked down by certain people in charge of the sugars to wind him or her up, or they're a sugar themselves. I have very severe doubts that it's any type of real veteran, but the latest is that apparently Graham and I are now, we've stolen £250,000 along with Trevor, which I'm sure you can all see, having known us all as YouTubers for quite a while. This is Daisy, another poisonous little sugar. Avid gardener and her partner, the Baroness. They call Graham the Baroness. That's another thing. They like to go on about his cancer and his surgery. So take note, Samantha Markle's lawyers, WME, Suffolk Police, Sussex Police, Met Police, GCHQ. I mean, just take a look at these people. And her partner, the Baroness, is aiding and abetting Trevor Coult in fraudulent acts to conceal money meant for ex-servicemen who put their lives on the line for their country. And they've copied in Suffolk Police. I think we're starting to get an idea of the sort of thing that Trevor has had to live with, which is why it astonishes me if anybody supports these people. And that's where Olivia Cromwell has said, Avid gardener, all these threats you've made towards army veterans, sorry, what threats? Several times Olivia has said that I have issued death threats. I would love to know where. Video, time date, timestamp. When has anybody ever known me or Graham, or Trevor for that matter, issue anybody any death threats whatsoever? All these threats you've made towards army veterans who only asked where their money has gone. Yes, you and Trevor Coult and Baroness Hesketh will be dealt with appropriately, and it will make the Baroness's machine gun look like a toy. You have been warned. I'm pretty sure that's a stronger death threat than looking forward to putting a bullet in mine and Graham's skulls. Votes below in the comments. I mean, that is outrageous. So they want to assassinate government heads. They copy in Rishi Sunak. I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding the true meaning of assassination, and you have been warned. Maybe they're joke terms in the army or something, you know, where they go down the pub and have a bit of a laugh together. I don't think so. I'm not quite sure how GCHQ is going to feel about that one. Now, let's go and have a look at Trevor's stalker, because that's where I found this in the first place. Right. I mean, you can see this stalker is just, oh, that was to me. Shut up gobbing off your bullshit, wake up and smell the coffee. You brought the ginger grifter into your platforms and you accused genuine veterans of threatening rape. You're a deluded freak. Now where is the 250,000 ginger no bollocks? Now, I've explained more threats. This is all new tweets. Oh, here's Olivia again. She's a coward, ran away from the police questioning, gave a platform to a fellow fraudster and now protecting the fraudster and not giving straight answers. Textbook, she's going on the attack to deflect. Is this spineless fraudster at Suffolk Police? With that head, I'd put a fucking lampshade on it, says Trevor's troll. So you can see, Trevor's troll is highly integrated with these ones. Where's the one where he retweeted it? Oh, he's tweeting such a lot all the time. All the time. They're also having a right go at that Matthew Marsden. Well, it looks like he might have removed his little retweet. Oh no, here we are. He's retweeted that one, Daisy, saying that Graham and I are aiding and abetting Trevor to conceal money from ex-servicemen. So now me and Graham apparently are Suffolk Police, you're going to be in the tags and the title of this video. Can you see how ludicrous? Two people who live in Spain, work in Gibraltar. You can actually go back through our videos and see where we've been in London, all Graham's treatment. You can actually see. And now, so actually accusing people of things, trolls, that's one thing. You do actually have to have evidence and proof. And another thing, you do realise this is a public forum where you're issuing death threats. Let's have another look at that one, Olivia. You have been warned. You and Trevor Coult and Baroness Hesketh will be dealt with appropriately, and it will make Baroness's machine gun looked like a toy. You have been warned. I mean, if anybody's looking for evidence, these are sugars. These are sugars that stick up for, what's her face, Meghan Markle, all the time. All the time. So just in conclusion, you've seen that now, and even if I was scrolling a little bit fast, you can hit the link to go and look at my X account, and you can also go and look at an account. All you have to do is type into X @NotTrevorCult. That's the person that's tormenting Trevor. Now, I watch these crime shows, you know, I'm really into that, you know I am. And I've watched a lot of them, and I used to say to our kids when they were teenagers, because they had a big social life on the internet, and I used to say, be careful, don't talk to anyone, don't invite anybody round, don't tell them where you live, and stuff like that. Proper helicopter mum. And they go, Mum, shut up, everything's fine. Because they were big into gaming community. Of course, they're grown up now, not so much. And they did actually make best friends with loads of people. They've got friends in Luxembourg, Switzerland, all over Europe. And none of them turned out to be serial killers. But I did watch a lot of crime shows where basically teenagers were lured to a destination to meet a girl or to receive money, because one person, as it turned out, the police found out in the end, it was one person behind so many personas that were all arguing with each other and attacking each other and creating an illusion that there were more people when there was actually only one individual. That's a scary thought, isn't it? But at the same time, I do believe this is the case. There are very few people behind this. This is not bot activity, I don't think. I see this as human activity. But I really do feel shame on anybody who tries to diminish or dumb down what these people are saying and doing. There have been plenty of people over the years that have been attacked by the sugars and threatened, and their lives have been threatened. And worse, I know a lot of you guys have actually been attacked in real life. Tyres stabbed, cars scratched, or worse. And we know Wally's been through that. Trevor's going through some pretty difficult stuff at the moment. Thankfully here, we're in a very secure position. And I can't exactly tell you why, but we've always been in a secure position. And before I even started this channel, I spoke to both Graham and my daughter and my son and said, is it okay if I stick up for Yankee Wally? Because I see an injustice going on here. Something is wrong. It needs to come to an end. I pray that Judge Charlene Honeywell goes for discovery. And I pray that a lot is going to come out. And I believe if Honeywell goes for discovery, you won't believe the headlines. You won't believe them. And you too may even have a little inkling of pity, not sympathy, pity for a certain Duchess. Like I was actually having last week when I did that video going, I don't know, is this a bit of a global pile-on and stuff? Because I'm not a vengeful person, and I'm not a kind of person that likes to see a witch hunt. I like to see bad shit stop. Just stop. But, yeah, boy, those headlines. Wouldn't want to be her. As always, thank you very much for listening. Especially you, Olivia. TikTok.